Hey everyone, I'm Jason, and welcome back to Robot Wants It All. Today, I'm going to play the easy map of Robot Wants Justice. I played through the map on the channel once before, but this time it's going to be my Need for Speed run rather than the collectibles run, so I'm just going to try to complete the level as quickly as possible without regard to collecting all of the collectibles. In this game, that means that I'm going to be skipping saving the derpoids. Now, there might be one or two that I save incidentally along the way, but my goal is just to complete the level as quickly as possible without saving all the derpoids. Which is an absurd sentence to say, but when you say the enemies in any of the games, it sounds absurd. But yeah, my goal is to complete the level in under 3 minutes on the in-game timer. And after I play through the level, I'm going to read through the enemy dictionary for Robot Wants Justice. So I'm going to get that enemy out of the way. So because I'm not worrying about the derpoids, most of the gameplay before the end, where I defeat the clone army, will just be devoted to collecting the power-ups, which are necessary in order to complete the game. Try to get that out of the way. It's not a great spot, but it could be worse. Oh. Knocking the lava penguins hopefully out of the way there. So that is the one derpoid that I will likely be saving, because I just had to stop there in the course of obtaining the power-ups. Okay. So this is the challenging part. So already got one hit, which is not great. Which means if I take another hit, I will die and lose a bit of time there. Amusing to see them all jump at once. Okay, and looks like my time is 2 minutes and 5 seconds. So that's pretty good. Did not have a deathless run, but didn't need to in order to meet my established goal of under 3 minutes. Robot got justice. Shronk's clone army has fallen, but he's still enslaving derpoids. Speedy, agile, bullseye, easy map. Total win bonus 50 of the little corkscrew in-game currency bits. So, yeah, that was my Need for Speed run of the easy level of Robot Wants Justice. Stick around, I will read the enemy dictionary for the game. I'm going to remove the webcam for that because it inevitably gets in the way of something that you'd like to see when looking at the enemy dictionary. So, I'll be right back. And here is the enemy dictionary for Robot Wants Justice. I just now noticed that there are question marks blocking the first entry, so I don't know what that is referring to, but all of the other ones are unlocked, so might as well read them. 50 pay. Development insight. This boss was originally named 100 pay, but it took too long to kill, or I suppose to wait for it to self-destruct. It's the only boss in the game that kills itself and can't be interacted with in any way. It's not much of a challenge, but it feels so good to beat up an army of clones. I would say it's a bit of a challenge, because with all of the clones hopping often simultaneously, it's pretty easy to take damage when they land on you, so yeah, I mean, it's not a challenge to take on the little machine that is producing them, but it is a challenge to take on them once they have been produced, so. At least for speedrunners. Lava penguin. On most planets that have penguins, of which there are billions, the penguins typically live in colder regions. Lava penguins, however, are especially adapted to the hottest regions of Shronk's planet. They do not swim, however, since the only liquid around them would vaporize them. Clone. What are these clones of? Nobody knows. They look an awful lot like each other, but nothing like anybody else. Deathbot. Shronk's greatest creation, the Deathbot, is a machine built only for annihilation. It also happens to be an industrial shop vac with a cannonball jammed in its vacuum tube. It just reverses suction when it wants to shoot. Derpoid. These are the aliens that Robot came to save. Their planet exploded and now they have nowhere to live. So now Puppy has scooped them up by the dozen. Where are you going to put them? Emperor Shronk. Never attribute to malice, which can be adequately explained by incompetence. Of course, Shronk is equally incompetent and malicious, so really just pick either one. If he's trying to be malicious, he'll probably screw it up, and if he's making a mistake, it's in the process of doing evil. So, as a work of political commentary, Shronk is obviously a stand-in for Trump, Donald Trump, and yeah, I would agree that Trump is both malicious and incompetent, and often his presidency was marked by malevolence tempered by incompetence. It wasn't quite as evil as it could have been because he was so stupid. Which isn't much of a defense of him, his character, or his morality, but it was an interesting dynamic that we saw over and over again. Horror beyond comprehension. This is a horror so horrifying that it's horrific. Countenance cannot be described. Ice Agent. These agents are tasked with rounding up the derpoids and running their work camps. Their ability to do so is somewhat limited by the fact that they can't survive in the lava caves where most of the derpoids work, due to being made of ice and all. So again, in this work of political allegory, ICE agents in the real world are immigration and custom enforcement agents. And as this work was inspired by frustration by Trump's immigration policies, here we have the ICE agents actually being made of ice, on the lava planet of the game. ICE operative. So I have not killed enough of those to actually obtain the data necessary to read the entry there. Magma Reactor. These massive machines power Trunk's kingdom, converting the heat of the magma below into transplasmatic energon, which can be used to power anything from laser barriers to barriers made of lasers. They are, however, highly vulnerable to punches. Sonic Mine. Another one that I don't have enough data on to read. I don't have enough on Star Pay either. Torpay. Trunk demanded a vast wall of these turrets be built to surround his planet with impenetrable firepower. His advisors are still to this day trying to explain to him that planets are round, and there is nowhere to put such a wall. I mean, you could make a sphere of them. Obviously, another dig at Trump's intelligence, which I appreciate, but theoretically there is a way to do what Emperor Trunk wants, even if it's not the best investment of defense funds. So, yeah, that is the enemy dictionary. Apparently there are a few entries for which I don't have the full information. But yeah, just a bit more background information from the developer of the game about the various enemies in the Robot Wants Justice games. Thank you all for watching. I've been Jason. Hope you've enjoyed watching this playthrough of the easy map of Robot Wants Justice. Subscribe if you want to see more gaming videos from me, and until next time, have a great day.